Hello, everyone. How the heck are we? I still haven't white balanced this camera angle. But welcome, welcome. How are we? Sorry I'm late. Today has been well, this weekend has been a little bit kind of unorthodox and different for me. So, but I'm here and we're going to play the block game and hopefully lay out where our mini game's going to go on the big island. So that's the hope, at least. There's a couple of people on the server. We'll probably poke over and say hey. But yo,
Hello, motherfucker.
how are you, my friend? I hope you are well. Also, I learned, and I might set it up. I learned that when I can set up that a sound effect plays when a certain person enters the chat, I'm a little excited about that. I will play around with it at some point and see if it's something that we can make happen, because I feel like that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, welcome in, everyone. How are we today? Yeah. Actually, let me see how easy it is. Because I think I can do alerts. None of you can see this, so it's super, super helpful for you all. Twitch. Maybe I'm wrong. Type chain subscriber. I thought there was like first time chatter and enters chat, leaves chat. What is channel join? Well, it's not really a good description of what this does. Oh, I just got more show up. That's weird. First time chatter entrance. Yes, I can. Trigger when stream is live. I will have to play with this later. It's also apparently eating up a bunch of my resources because my computer and my stream are now running a little slow. So we're not going to do that anymore. Anyway, yes, we are playing the block game today. We're going to have some fun. Might chat with the people who are currently online if they're willing. Otherwise, we're going to head over to the minigame island and we're going to plot out where our little minigame's going to go. There's actually a little offshoot of the minigame island that's like a little interesting peninsula with a little isthmus and stuff. And I'm very, very curious if we could build on that chunk, because what I want to build is pretty big. It's simple, but it's big. And then something super fun for anybody who cares is I realized that I need to make my big build, like my main mega build that I'm doing. I need to make it bigger. I need to make the plot of land bigger. And I'm very worried because I was doing some digging about how things were going to work, and I plotted out some redstone mechanics, as well as some like what systems were going to connect to what and how they were going to run through the space. I basically did a circuit map of sorts. And I discovered, unfortunately, that, yes, I discovered that with the room just for redstone, especially with the elevator shaft that's going to go in the middle of this thing, um, I'm not actually going to have the room I thought I was going to for the actual levels. They're just not going to be as big as I want them to be. And what do I do when I learn this? We're expanding it out a chunk in every direction. Well, not every direction. We're going to expand, I believe, a little bit east and a little bit south with the build, which means what was just a simple mountain area that we took down half of it already. I think we're going to have to take down the rest of it, which means more digging. But I think we'll probably go over there and kind of mark out where that's going to happen first before we head over to the minigame island. But I don't know. We'll get into it. We'll play with it. We'll have some fun. I believe we have Airdorn, Brownie Girl, and I believe Blob on the server right now. So we might chat with them a little bit. Oh, interesting. But yeah, let's hop right into it. We'll switch cameras and we'll go into this setup, which again, I'm still such a fan of this. I'm gonna get rid of the charity bar. And where's the Dustin Square? Oh, highlight. There we go. Okay, wanted to get rid of that stuff. But anyway, hi. Oh, the camera moved. I was like, why am I not centered anymore? Because it moved. Okay, so welcome back to my humble abode. All of our farms are running so well. I'm so happy with auto sticks, auto planks. It's running so well. But let's run over to our home, our area, and we're actually going to mark it out with some more pillars. So we will use cobblestone for that. And I'm not going to go too high, but let's grab 2 stacks to be safe. But let's head over to where we're building our base. Come on. That is a very old message. Oh. Oh, okay. No, I saw that message before. It is crazy. 500% is super crazy. And honestly, the villager rebalancing, yes, it changed some things. No worries, no worries. But yeah, I like the villager rebalancing just because anything that stops a system in Minecraft from being too OP, I support. 110% I support. Okay. So, trunk borders. Wait, what time is it? Oh, I can see. Sweep. So yeah, what I realized is that I need this to actually be, the center needs to be, I think, right now it's between these 4 chunks. I'm debating if I want to go this way and this way, or if I want to go this way and this way. I think it makes the most sense for us to go this way because we got a little bit more room to grow. And that way, yes, I'm taking down the rest of this mountain, but the rest of this is relatively flat. So I think that's what we'll probably do. So this is no longer the center. The center is actually going to be right in the middle of this. Oh, nope, right over here. So let's mark out the new corners, and we'll get rid of these sand pillars. So we're going one more chunk out, which means this birch tree has to go. Because it's right on the border. And this is where our new tower is going to be. And just for good measure, then it'll show up on the map better, right? Ow, my ankles. Yeah, shows up on the map better. And then we'll go over here and do the same thing. There we go. So we'll go over here. So we got to go over a chunk and then south a chunk. So we're in line with this. And then we got to go a whole chunk. Ooh, I got to tear out that. I am not happy. But this is where our new corner will be. Oh, is this all coarse dirt? Nice. Okay. So I think this is it. Yep. Okay. So ooh, I got a lot more digging to do. Yeah, I was in my first my single player world doing some adjustments and very quickly realized that my space for this was not big enough. So since we're here. So yeah, all of this thing is going to have to come down. I was so happy when I got done digging that I didn't have to touch any more of this. Now I have to tear the whole thing down. Because I don't think I can go any further north. Oh wait, no, I can. Ooh, maybe I don't need to go south. Maybe I go north. That I go here. So I don't have to cut down that at all. And I just come further into... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Thanks for coming on this journey with me while I figure this out. Let's see if I can make this jump. Oh yeah, easy. This one, not so much. Ow, my ankles. Okay. Yeah. So, thank God we don't have to dig out this mountain anymore. But we do have to move both of these pillars that I just laid out to make room for the, ow. So it is far enough out. But, it just needs to be this way instead. So, this chunk border. good. We're in a dark forest. Officially. Okay, now I gotta move that one back. Does this show up on the map? It does. Great. Ankles. I don't think, yeah, this is just a huge gap right here because I cleared it out, so I can't jump all the way across. Okay. And luckily also a lot of the land that I need to clear out around here is already at a good height. And this area is staying clear anyway, so. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. No, didn't mean to do that either. 6, 7. There we go. So I needed to go, I already went out that way, so now I need to go a chunk north. Yeah, I'm glad I decided on going the other direction. You see that Neo jump? I don't think you did. Anyway, so our other one is right here, right? Nope, I went one chunk too far. I guess I'm chopping down a tree. So I think the new is right here. Right? Yep, okay. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. So now that center pillar I built is wrong. Yeah, that's now wrong. Since it shifted over, it's now 5 chunks wide. So center is now in the middle of this, which is not a huge deal. I don't have many trees to cut down. I don't have much land to terraform, which is nice. But now the center of this is very much incorrect. Yeah, the new center, I think, is right over here. So bring up F3. So if we're looking at, I'm trying to remember where this is. So I need 0, I need 8, 8, right? It's a 16. So block 15 is the 16. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Is it 9, 9? Is it this torch? Okay, how about this? I need to come in 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should probably not be right in the middle of that when I have to. That looks like it's in the center of the chunk, yeah? Because it should be 8 from each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. So that is now incorrect. And it's this. That is the new center, which I will go up to 70. And then now this is wrong, and I'm so upset that I made this so tall, and it's wrong. Yeah, like most of this is actually at the level that it needs to be. There's only a little bit of terraforming I got to do over there. Because I think I definitely made the right call, because if I went this way, wait a sec, where's this one? Did I just take it down and not put a new one up? I should go sleep. But yeah, I'm much happier with the 5x5. And that way the elevator shaft will basically take up a whole chunk on its own. 'Cause I think the redstone for just it is going to be, I believe, about 10 blocks, maybe 12 blocks in every direction. So this whole center chunk will be the elevator shaft that takes you up each floor. I think I want to go that way. I'm changing my mind. I'm sorry. So I want this one to go back where it was, which I believe is right here. Well, that way, but on this line instead of that one. Yeah, because that is now on the red line. How's that look on the drawing? Okay, great. Let's take down that other one. Ayo. Okay, so we are going to go that way, which means I need to move those two. This one can go back where it was, which is not a bad thing. Cool. And this one expands out a whole chunk. And then that other one moves as well. So this way to here, right? Yes. Okay. So how dare you? So go up a couple blocks in cobblestone, and then we'll do the sand again. And then we got to go move that one, which means I got to move that again. Ugh, I'm fine. This is fine. So much fun over here. So yeah, after we get this marked out, we'll head over to the what you call it? The minigame island, and we'll mark out that one. Is this correct? Yes, it is. Then I tear down that one. Ow! My leg! Ow! How dare that sand do that to me? Okay. Get my cobblestone back. And then now I think I have the actual four corners marked. One. Yep, I got them all marked. So the actual center will be in the middle of this somewhere. So actually do a temporary waypoint right in the middle. I might dig today. That's a really good question. It really depends on how the work over on the minigame island goes. And again, depending on how today goes, I might stream a little longer today. We shall see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And then we delete this waypoint. Awesome. So that's the new center, and this means nothing to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Okay, so that's the new center, and this means nothing to me. I'll get to it. So yeah, the elevator shaft is going to be, this whole chunk will just be the elevator shaft. The redstone lines, like the bus lines, are going to run around the outside of this, and then the actual like places to explore are going to be surrounding the elevator shaft, and then the redstone from the outside will kind of like intersect and intertwine each of the levels, so that way they can communicate. I actually, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh. Oop. It wants me to enter my password. I think I'm going to do a sidestep here in a second, because a friend of mine just asked me to do the Wordle, and I might just do it for fun. Okay, so let's welcome to my inspo sheet, my inspiration sheet and info sheet. The bus lines are as follows: a start, on, stop, off, timer, hazard, trap, sound, quest, and action lines. Oh, and treasure line. Oh, and the elevator line. Wow, I forgot. But each of them will be a different wool color so I can keep track. But right now I'm talking about like what type of line it needs to be, a railstone or a redstone line. So railstone means that it's a momentary line, it just needs to pulse. Redstone means that it'll be a consistent line and has to stay on. Um, but I have started to go through the process of like what are the inputs and outputs to the line? Like where does it send signal to? Where does it get signals from? What floors need it? And stuff like that. And I've just been digging. But yeah, the ones that are going to be the most interesting is the sound stuff and uh the timer and hazard stuff because I want actions to stop potential traps from happening. So hazard is good. So there's going to be a game timer that's just keeping time of the game to send individual pulses so the game stays on time with itself. Um, so it's basically just going to be I'm thinking a hopper clock that's just going to go back and forth, and I'm going to time it up so that way, like every half a second, basically it's going to be a tick timer to ensure that the game is running at a specific pace. Then the hazard is going to be triggered by that timer periodically, and that hazard is then going to send signals to traps within the system. And then based on the um, action that something has been done, that trap will either trip or it will be basically picked so that way it can't lock down on them for the time being. Whatever that trap might be, but I'm excited to work on that system with the redstone so that way something can interrupt the signal, like only trigger if this and this haven't happened, that sort of thing. Um, oh, that's interesting. You see all these right here? These are old Dustin bookmarks because this was back before I started using folders. I don't know why they popped back up. Let me get rid of them real quick. So yeah, I'm very excited about this to see what it progresses. But let's play Wordle. Not exactly what I was planning on doing today, but a friend asked, so let's play. Okay, so I'm gonna play my classic word. Oh, gross. Okay. It's got a U. So let's do um strum. Okay. What's another word? Oh no! Is mussy a word? No. Musly? Mushy. uh, oh my god. Okay, I got to send this to my friend. Please hold. Jesus. Okay. This is now a Wordle stream. I hope you're all okay with that. Okay. So I just sent a picture over to my friend. Yeah, now the center of this is going to be... they'll find their way here. But yeah, now that this is the center, ooh, they're gonna enter like a creepy lake and come in from the beach. Oh, I could make like a cool little like dock here. That's gonna be cool. I'm excited. Also, I'm very happy I didn't die while I was in that other screen. You know what? This is just a fun reminder of how tall this thing's gonna be. But that's the actual center. Yo, yo. Oh no. You are coming out of my laptop speakers. I need to change speaker. You there?
I'm here.
Excellent. Now I can hear you, and so can everyone else.
Cool.
Are you taking...
It wasn't happening on stream, but your mic's a little choppy on SVC.
a little choppy, or like choppy to the point that it doesn't work?
Choppy to the point that it's difficult to understand, but not impossible.
Okay, this was happening the other day. Give me a second. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it must be an SVC thing, because I am having no issue on the computer itself.
Yeah, and stream didn't seem to have any issues, but it's definitely on SVC. I can hear it.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I hear it now. Any better? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And this probably sounds not usable. Okay. Hello, hello. Oh, that's weird. Ha! Yeah, it's just it coming into SVC. Like, my computer is picking it up just fine. My stream sounds fine. I checked that too.
Oh shit. Like a
Bob and
silent
weave,
killer.
bob and weave. Anyway, that was a great time we just had. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my mic, and I'm frustrated. I'm gonna try one more thing.
Okay.
Hello? Is this any better?
I don't think so, but it'll be alright.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love this floating tree way up in the air.
I didn't leave a floating tree. What are you talking about?
Hmm?
Did you say I left a floating tree?
Well, there's a tree floating on some grass.
Oh, way up there. No, that was already here.
I figured it was.
So yeah, were you watching stream this whole time?
It's been muted, but yeah.
Yeah, so this is the new center. I am 5 chunks by 5 chunks now.
Yeah. Well, I only muted it when I hopped in the group.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I gotta chop down all the trees that are over here another chunk, and then the trees that are north another chunk. So a bunch of birch, some deep dark forest, and then some spruce.
Sounds good.
Yeah, do you want to take the whole north section? I can take the whole east section.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, how are you doing today, my friend?
Alright. Kittens are a little stressful, but I'm alright.
The semester start and everything?
What was that?
Did the semester start?
I'm back in the office, but we don't start till tomorrow.
Got it. A little bit delayed compared to us, but not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
You doing anything fun or interesting this weekend, or just staying in and working on other stuff?
No, I've just been doing a little bit of getting ready and then dealing with kittens.
Kittens!
I get so nervous with like my downstairs neighbors that they're gonna get annoyed because they run around all the time. And so I've been trying to play with them, but it doesn't seem like that makes any difference. Like I've been trying to play with them more often,
Cat's
and they're
gonna
still
cat.
running around.
It's
that?
really hard to get them to do anything other than what they want to do.
Well, they'll play, but it's like I can't spend all of my time playing with them, and since they're so little, they have so much energy.
Yeah.
And like right now, I sleep on the couch because when I go into my bedroom, they whine, and I really need to just like get them used to me in there and ignore them when they whine. But I don't want to do that in the middle of the night and possibly upset neighbors. And then I don't want to leave the bedroom door open because when they run around, it's like midnight
Yeah.
when they're running around, and I can't have them doing that.
The wonders of cat ownership.
Yup.
Yeah, right now I have to book an appointment for the vet for Chandler
Oh.
because she has been acting a little bit lethargic for the last week or so, which hasn't been fun for me. I want them to tell me that she's okay, like physically, and then I'll figure out the rest later. Like I just need confirmation that she's okay and that I don't have to worry and whatever the next steps are going to be to, yeah, that sort of thing.
No, 100%.
Man, hard mode skeletons are something else. Like this one's just
What's
in
up?
full
I
iron
missed that
armor
one.
over here.
Oh, you've got a skelly over there or something?
Yeah. What time is it? Hey, you mind taking a nap on my bed over there?
Yeah, I was running to that. I was running the wrong direction first. Wait, where's your bed?
It's right
Oh, there it
next
is.
to the portal. Thanks.
I hope they fix this rain thing.
Oh, it's raining all the time?
Yeah. It's getting annoying.
I normally don't mind the rain in Minecraft. It can be relaxing sometimes. But I think being on a server like we are, I have started to like it less and less, especially when we're trying to talk.
Yeah. That's the big thing, is it's just so loud.
Yeah. So I went to the Ren Fair this weekend.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. There you go.
It was a lot of fun. I went with one of my oldest friends ever. I have known her since I was 2 or 3 years old.
Crazy.
Like my old hometown. I went there for kindergarten and I believe part of first grade, and then moved. But we all always stayed in contact, and we knew what each other's like sports schedules were, and we hung out a whole bunch way back then. But they came into town for hanging out with friends as well as to go to the Ren Fair, and then we ended up just hanging out back here in Ipsy for a bit, and then this morning, which is what the why I had yet another schedule change today, is that I offered to drive them back to their parents' house out in my hometown. So it just took a little bit
Nice.
longer than I was expecting, but yay, friendship.
Yay, friends.
And then hopefully doing family stuff tomorrow.
Have fun.
Yeah. Definitely let me know as we're going today if the mic gets better or worse. Because it seems to be just SVC that's having issues, and I'm just really curious why. I'm getting
Yeah, I'll let you know. So far, so fine.
Okay, I'm getting so many spruce saplings right now. And feel free to take any of the wood that you collect if you need it. I just asked
Oh, okay.
leave the saplings, so that way I can regrow
Yeah, we'll do.
and stuff like that. But I know the dark oak is kind of few and far between on the server, so since you're helping a brother out, I figured I could return the favor by letting you take the wood.
Thanks.
This is also a little bit of a social endeavor, so kind of a win-win. But yeah, my original plan wasn't really to spend much time over here, but once I realized how little effort it would take for me to actually correct what this is supposed to look like, I was like, oh, well, I could just do this in like a half hour if I had a friend.
Yep. Easy peasy.
But yeah, I was you probably heard this on the stream earlier, but I was doing like redstone tests and stuff in my single player.
Yeah.
And or creative world, and realized the elevator itself is going to take up a chunk. So I was like, well, definitely going to have to expand this thing.
Yeah, because you're running all your main lines through the elevator, right?
No, the main lines are going to be on the outside of the tower. So that way, no matter where you are, see, and that's the other thing, is it's either the elevator is pushed up against the back wall somewhere, or the elevator exists in the middle of the space, and then you have to run around it to find stuff. And I thought the running around felt more fun instead of a big open space and then a door on like a back wall. But again, if it's not the elevator in the center, it's the redstone in the center. So I thought it made more sense to do the elevator because that's how it would be in a hotel.
Yeah.
I thought it made the most sense, but
You have like a certain distance off to the side that you want this?
any trees that the leaf line matches the border.
Gotcha.
So like if it's right up against it, I cut the tree down that's attached to those leaves. Just for the ability for me to create this thing is going to be astronomically easier if I'm not bumping up against stuff. Which definitely means I'm going to have to do a lot more terraforming in the back corner because it butts right up against that tiny little hill. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited to start this thing, but I'm also super nervous about the creativity it's going to take to create the actual levels. Because the redstone, I feel like I have pretty happy. I got to test a couple systems about how they're going to communicate to each other and react to certain things and that sort of stuff, but the actual, like, what the redstone does and kind of how it's going to run throughout the building, that I kind of have, which is, for some people, is the hard part. Luckily, I'm definitely logic first, creative second. But
Nice.
yeah, and I'm very tempted, like, as much as it makes sense to do the facade first and then come back and start filling in the middle. I'm tempted to start building structure and then surround it with whatever I create on the outside.
The eco method.
A little bit, yeah, because, like, much like him, I want to make sure I have enough room for what I need to build.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to lock myself into this box that's all ornately designed and then realize, oh, I can't build that here.
Right. Like if you hadn't realized it was going to take a whole chunk for stuff beforehand.
Yeah, and I
And
just
then
started
you...
building the elevator, and it was a whole chunk off center because I didn't do my math right. Yeah, it'll definitely look kind of weird for a bit if that's the method I take. It'll just be a bunch of wool redstone lines. Speaking of which, I'm going to have to make a wool farm out here for that.
Yep. Yeah, you're going to want one nearby.
Yeah. Okay, I think that might be good to go. Nope, I got one more tree. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I have a zombie or a spider farm under this whole place that I'm hoping to utilize to get zombies for the actual thing. But
Yeah, I think the spider farm is going to be useful. I haven't actually looked at the new recipes though, because one of them you can use to like make a new slime farm that doesn't need a special chunk.
oh yeah,
And is
it's
like hyper efficient.
yeah, you can do a laze with the infested potion, and then you just set them up to have some form of injury tick, whether it's crushing damage or I think it's either
Well, I
soul
saw this
flare or
one.
campfire.
Yeah, I saw one where, and this guy did a bunch of like the science around it, which was really cool when he was explaining it. But you basically make a thing that lets you auto craft without auto crafting, but like you just kind of sit there and place blocks, and you can get like 500 snowmen. It'll automatically take their heads off, so you don't need you don't need a crap ton of the pumpkins, and then it will incrementally like give them the slime thing and then drop them down, and then all you have, and it'll collect all the slimes in an area, and it's got a bunch of like entity cramming blockages and stuff.
Got it.
And it's like you have to be careful with it on servers because it's super. It could create a bunch of lag, but it's also not meant. That's one. It's meant that's one that's meant to run. Like it takes you 5 minutes and you've got a couple shulkers of slime. Like you're not meant to like AFK at it.
Legit. Where did I put sticks? Oh, up here.
Hold on.
What?
Sorry, I said hold on. I had to go get Phil off the top of the tall bookshelf.
Oh,
I didn't want to
Phil.
knock something over.
Phil. Awesome. Well, and an even cooler thing about this new layout that I did is that after I get this dirt down that's right up here on this level,
yeah,
I think everything else is already at 70 or lower.
And you don't want to fill in things up to 70.
No, probably because that's where the basement level is going to go.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to fill it in if I'm just going to empty it back out for that level. So yeah, I think, is this really only as big as it is? Huh. Yeah, moving it just a chunk in the north and the east direction, it didn't expand it nearly as far as I thought I actually was. Like, this is still pretty manageable, but it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it'll be huge. Like, especially like thinking about the fact that the building will be this big. That's the crazy part. Like, as an area, I'm like, oh, this isn't bad.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking, like, as I'm looking at all this, I'm just realizing, like, game design wise, that if I put the ground floor right where I'm standing, like on level 70, the rest of this might even get dug out once I do the basement, pending on how I do it.
Right.
Because I want the basement to be something that you have to find access to at the top floor, and that you
Mm.
have to get to it from the top floor only. And then once you are in the basement, to get out, you have to go back to the top floor and make your way down.
Mm. That's
It's
scary.
very similar to for anybody who is a D&D nerd out there, it's actually very similar, spoilers to anybody who hasn't played Curse of Strahd. Okay. There is a there's a introductory quest that you can do called the Death House, and one of the mechanics in the Death House is that you have to make your way all the way up to the top floor to figure out something. Then once you get up there, there's a dumbwaiter that takes you down into this secret cultist room that's in the basement, but it's the only way into the basement, which means when you're trying to escape to get out of the house, you have to get out of the basement all the way back up to the attic and work your way back down to the front like
That's
first floor.
crazy.
And I always thought that was such a cool, like, because you don't think that the bottom floor is going to have to, like, you think, oh, and then I'll just go back up to the first. It's like, nope, you got to find your way all the way down. Now,
Yeah.
the
Get
other
wrecked.
day, I sent you a message, and sorry, our paths didn't actually cross, but one of the things I was curious about is I'm debating if I want to go the route of moving between floors is always a challenge, or that only when you're going up it's a challenge. Like, you have to find something to get you up to the next floor, but if you want to leave, you can always press the down button and get out of there. What
I think I
makes
like
more
that method. Like, it's always easier to leave.
okay.
It just makes more sense in my brain.
And I guess ultimately that's what I'm looking at, is that I want it to be inherently a little easier to leave, just so that way people have that, like, okay, I can't do this, I'm just going to get out of here. But if they do, I want there to be some form of, like, kind of punishment, like I left and didn't have anything, so now X happens. I didn't find the
Kind
thing
of
I
like
went
you
in
have to like
for.
surrender, like you have to surrender all of your Like if you could pick up coins or stuff to buy buffs later on, you surrender all of those when you leave the game, and you only get those back if you completed your mission.
Yeah. So kind of like we had at the end of the labyrinth last year, where it's just like, hey, pick the path of the abandoner or whatever I called it, where it was just a zombie with the name um uh you were killed because you didn't save something, or I can't remember what it was now. It wasn't even that long ago. Um just a tad, yeah, that's very true. But yeah, so um I was just very tempted about, because when you get to, like, say you do the top floor, like, you whatever option you pick in this thing, once it gets up and running, um and you go to the top floor, you work your way up, you accomplish the challenges you need to, and you make your way to the top floor. When you want to leave, all you have to do is stay in the elevator and keep pressing the down button. That feels like there's no challenge to get out anymore.
Well, that could be like, I wonder if there's a way to detect when they've gotten whatever thing in the game and then change the exit strategy. Or and like maybe it's like the elevator breaks down, right? So um it's not the elevator as the way to get through now. You have to find a different spot in each floor. So you don't need like a key anymore to get down, but you have to go to a different spot on the way down each time. And like each floor has one. So like once you know them, you can know them, right? And you'll be able to go there quicker, but you still have to traverse through.
That could work. What in that same vein, what if it's that once you get trapped down in the basement or the top floor, wherever you get to your final thing, is that you have to find the stairwell
Yeah.
to get out. And if it's the stairwell, there's keys to use them, so you're finding keys to get down. Or like you had to find the keys as you go. I don't know. I may have to play with that game mechanic a little bit, because it's just I want to do, I don't want to just straight up copy from Decked Out, because that feels disingenuous. I want to find something unique. Um and I definitely want to lean into D&D if I can, because I think that's a good reference. And I don't know. I also
Yeah,
don't
well,
want
because
to.
and like in D&D, you have to go through the whole dungeon backwards, and usually a lot of the traps are disengaged. So that stairwell idea, and it could be like, think of like the building next to your building that doesn't do music on campus. Um, how they have like the stairwell in the four corners, but there's only like one corner that goes all the way to the first floor, or something like that. So you could have like like stairwells that do one or two floors each in the corners, but that way you still have to traverse to the different corners to go down. Rather than have to worry about like keys for those doors,
Ooh,
you
I
still
got
have
an
to
idea.
travel through the dungeon area.
I like what you're spitting down. What if the only way to get down is those stairwells, and that the stairwells in the corners only go up or down based on what corner you're in? Like, you have to walk the entire length of the space to get to the opposite corner to keep going down. So like one stairwell goes up, the other one goes down, but they only open after you've gotten X item. So that way you never have shortcuts to get up and down. You always have to take the elevator up. But once you get up there, or once you get down there and you're in the basement, you have to find the stairwell.
Yeah, and like each floor you have to go to a different corner to get down. Because if it's just the one stairwell, right, then they could just
Oh
walk
yeah,
all the way down.
it would be like the northeast corner would always be an up, and the southwest will always be a down, or something like that.
I'm not sure I understand, because if it's always a down, then you could just go down the whole way, and then why not just have the elevator let them leave?
So, are you watching my stream?
Yeah, it's muted, but I'm watching.
Okay. So say this boop boop boop. No, I don't want all this. Just give me. Great. Okay. So say we have the 4 floors. So basement, first, second, third. Say I'm just going to do east and west, or like left right, that
Mm-hmm.
this side, the left side, only goes up. We'll use up. And then this side is down. Okay, so I think I was just describing it wrong. Because
Oh, so it alternates each floor.
yeah, because a down elevator becomes, or a down stairway becomes an up stairway in the floor below it. Does that make sense?
So if I'm on floor 3 and I go down on the right, then I can't go down to floor 2 on the right. I have to go all the way to the left.
All the way to the left.
Gotcha.
And then that way the basement is the only one that will maybe have like it'll have a drop, like a snow, powdered snow with a carpet drop down to the basement, and maybe a bubble elevator back up to the top floor.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, because then it's like you still have to worry about the danger you left behind in the dungeon.
Yeah.
I wish you could do a thing like D&D where it's like you could clear out an area and then they wouldn't have to worry about it when you come back. Like, when you do a dungeon crawl and like you get through an area and then you're leaving, as long as you defeated everything on the way in, you're able to do the walk on the way back.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean, because the hmm. Well, and I think that's another thing, like when I was showing the Redstone bus line things that I'm thinking, that's where I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking and flirting with the idea of like an action happening, just whatever that action is that can help you, but if you do like inaction, you don't do that action when prompted, whatever it might be, it causes that bad thing to happen. So like if you don't go and push a button, kind of like a reactor event for
Mm-hmm.
Among Us, uh that if you don't go do that thing, something bad will happen, whether it's the I don't know, like it would have to be like it. I guess it was kind of similar to how I used the warden in the labyrinth,
Right.
where it's I guess I don't have to be on the note screen anymore. So if you took too long, quote unquote, in the maze, like, because the labyrinth was purely time based, there wasn't really anything that you could do to screw up, except maybe step on the pressure plates by the shriekers. But if you did that to if you don't do the action, something bad happens, but if you do it, it's a buff and it helps. Like you have to go and pick up some items that were dropped on one part of the floor, and you have to run over to the other and throw it into some minecart, hopper minecart situation, so that way it unlocks this thing, so that way now the stairway stays open for 30 minutes. I don't know.
Right, and then you could do that to like unlock, like that could be how you unlock the upstairs cases, so you don't have to get into the elevator or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, right? Is that I keep calling these floors, but they're going to have multiple levels within the floors. So like you'll be like on that first floor that's the hotel lobby. It's not just going to be a big open lobby. There's going to be foyers and little tucked away places that you have to go look for stuff. And that there will be mobs decorated around. Maybe you open up a hotel room or a door or something, and there's a husk behind it and takes you out. Like that could happen.
Yeah.
But I have to play with that mechanic of like, yes, I can sprinkle in mobs. Yes, I can make these stairways and elevators, but the mechanics of actually how they work initially, what the player can do to make them work differently, what the timer might do to make them work differently. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And I just got to play around with it. Yeah, from here, though, I am definitely going to head over to the minigame island, and I think I'm going to put up a nether portal for it as well. So it's a little bit easier to get to and from there, because it's a definite distance to get over there right now.
Do you have an ender chest over here?
I don't. Why don't I? I should bring one over here next time I'm back.
Okay.
Why? What's up?
Do we want to bring a bunch of slabs and make the nether portal for it, and then we can make a path to it?
I don't know if I want to do that on like stream, but it's definitely something that needs to be on our to-do list.
Okay.
And I'm also not sure where the nether portal is going to open up. So, that being said,
connected to the path?
It is not, but it is relatively protected on the way.
Okay.
Oh. There's a piggy who's not going to be happy with you not wearing gold.
That's fine. I can run.
You're
Just
going the wrong
give me
way.
a general direction. That's what I thought. There it is.
North.
Huzzah. Whoa. Sick tricks.
Did you end up in your base?
Yep.
I love that mod. It remembers which portal you go in that matches up, so that way it'll always dump you out where you went into the nether last.
Oh, nice.
So, okay, I gotta get... I don't even know if I don't have enough obsidian. Dang it!
I have a bunch. I'll go grab some.
Okay.
Yeah, when I did all my exploring in the water, every time I came across a ruined portal, I took all of its obsidian.
Okay, I got an ender chest, so I can do that later. Cool.
I'm only bringing 10.
That should be fine. I'm gonna bring myself a boat, and we can leave. Actually, we can totally leave from my dock if you have an extra boat. Or do you... I could just give you one.
I've got a boat.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked mine up before we left, because we were leaving from the nether. I really need to just get another portal at my mountain.
Cool. 1,000 blocks. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, this weekend has
Go back
been...
to sleep.
What?
Sorry, I was talking to the cat. They
Okay.
were running around, and they started like right before I hopped on. And so you probably could hear them as they were running all through my apartment, and they're tired now, so they're laying down. And I just heard one shake, and I was like, nope, nope, go back to sleep.
Yeah, it'll be nice to
Because
also...
honestly, the running would... Go ahead, sorry.
The having another portal over here on the minigame island will also be very convenient moving forward.
Yeah. So I dug out a big hole underneath, because I accidentally left the villager breeder running for too long and had a crap ton of extra villagers after I filled in everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I will just put a bunch of other traders down below. So I dug out this big hole, and then I decided, oh, I'll do all the rolling for all of these guys. And so I started rolling all the extra villagers that I put in.
Yeah.
And then between like finding ones that have better trades or like messing something up, I've used almost all of the villagers that were extra in having to drown a villager and replace it. So now I've just got this
Wow.
giant hole. I
Well,
think eventually I'll fill it up, but I might wait. We shall see. Because I still haven't finished rolling everything. Like my protection 4 is still 30 emeralds. Efficiency 5 with the discount is 33. Like, honestly, as long as they're under 10 at this point, I'm good. I don't need them to be 1. As long as they're around 10 to 20. 20 is a little much, but like 10 to 15 emeralds, I'm okay. Because emeralds are fairly easy to get.
yeah.
All things considered.
So I'm
All things
thinking...
considered, with I reflated.
I'm thinking our nether portal... There's this little offshoot this way.
Also, I'm the one who took most of the brown mushrooms that were growing on the ground around here.
Hey. But there's a little
Oh, there's a
offshoot.
little jet over here.
Yeah, I think this is where I want to put the nether portal and be like home base for the mini games. Or we can
Oh,
put it
I like that.
because then it allows plenty of room for people to expand and take whatever room they need to.
Right, and then they could also, like, we could make it like start over here with like a building, and then make almost like a road, so you walk down around the mini games.
Yeah.
There's like a path through all of them. Oh, I didn't bring a flint and steel.
I did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is
You
probably
want
as
it
good
over
a
there?
spot as any.
Okay.
No, that's fine. They can go
Okay.
there.
Damn it. Huzzah. Let's see. Oh shit. Wrong. I should eat before I come in here. Okay. Okay. I see stuff where people have been. If this lava's been contained.
Yep, the path is right in front of us.
Oh. I'm glad the zombie piglins don't get mad when you kill their non-zombified brethren.
Cool. Ooh. Okay,
What?
so that is really kind of convenient now. This is super nice to get to and fro.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna...
Are you waypointing it?
yes.
More. I want wings that bad.
What?
But I want my wings so bad.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh,
What? Dude, the Bobby mod is incredible in the Nether. I can see that entire fortress. Okay, now let's scope out an area to put my minigame.
I was muted that whole time. Jesus Christ.
Oh, good. Uh,
I was trying to ask. I was like, I don't know, maybe because you've explored more or something, but I couldn't see that fortress that you were seeing. But
yeah, I like the idea of there being like a road over here that you follow to get to the
yeah.
main.
You wanna? Can you open your map real quick? So up in the northwestern corner, that big ocean area, I wonder if we claim that as like a community large farm area. Because there's already like one or two, there's like, I think once the border opens, there's like 4 ocean monuments nearby there. But then also we could do like the large scale, like Creeper Farm, Iron Farm type of deal.
Oh, like that, the big ocean area that we spent a lot of time at on the exploration episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like between the savannah biome where we got dogs and the islands that we discovered. Sort of in that area.
that could be
But
fun.
but off towards the border more.
Yeah, don't hate that idea.
Around that ocean monument in the middle. But yeah, if you from where I'm looking, there's the one that you can get to, and then I think there's the one that's just outside of the border that's right by the jungle area. And then north of those two, there's one like parallel with the islands that's outside the border, and then there's one north of that that's outside the border. So
Nice.
there's like 4 ocean monuments in a row,
I like
all
it.
within like 100 blocks to the left and right of each other, and they're all about 400 blocks north or south from each other.
I think I know where I want to build my minigame, but it requires terraforming. I'm not happy about it. Oh, wait, does it?
Oh, I didn't know I could get brown mushrooms from mining the big guys without silk touch.
Yeah.
I would have done that rather than take all the tiny brown mushrooms. It would have been so much faster. Spent like 2.5 Minecraft days running around picking up all the little brown mushrooms.
Well, damn.
Because you need them to make weakness potions. Well, you need to make fermented spider eyes to make weakness potions.
Yeah. So I'm having a debate, and you can tell me if this is a good idea or bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
The like hedge maze that I want to make over here.
Mm.
I want to make it relatively simple. Like it's not going to be a big deal, but I want it to do two things. One, I want so can a leaf can't be moved by a piston, correct?
I think it can. I don't see why it couldn't. Like that would be a weird line in the sand, you know?
I agree, but huh.
It doesn't get pulled by sticky pistons. Pistons destroy leaves in Minecraft. They also don't stick to slime blocks, honey blocks.
Okay, so I know hay bales move, and I don't want to make it a hay bale maze, but I will. I'd rather it be a hedge maze. But I like the idea of some of the hedges changing while you're in the maze
Mm.
so that the path is altered based on your movements and based on uh basically time
Yeah.
that you just if you walk through and maybe there's certain areas that are picked up by skulk sensors that change walls in other areas. So it's just going to be a shifting maze. That's all it's going to do. There isn't going to be anything else really fancy about it. Um, but the issue I'm running into is that I want it to be a hedge maze, but like I thought, you can't move leaves with pistons, so I can't change how the maze looks. Ugh. Pardon me. I can't change the way the maze looks by moving leaves around, so I got to use something else.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if you could do like a hedge maze that's like 7 or 8 blocks tall, and at the person level it's logs or like fences or something like that. Because then, like for those pieces that move, they could just be 2 blocks, and it could be like an irregularity, right? Where sometimes it's 2 blocks, sometimes it's less than that, sometimes it's more than that, as like fences, and then
ooh,
move that
yeah.
stuff with as like so that's like the branches of your maze, and so it can be irregular, but in the 2 block areas where people could walk through, if you got rid of them, then you could do it with pistons. I just don't know how you would do the like making the ground go back in unless you'd be okay with seeing like walking over the fence top by pulling them down under.
Well, one idea that I had was that all of the hallways are 2 blocks wide, and that the hallways that can change, there's pistons behind them that just push into the two sides, so that way that becomes a wall. I want it to be 3 blocks tall, so you can run if you want to. Um.
Right. Well, I don't think if it's a hedge maze, you don't even need to do a roof.
Oh yeah, exactly. But
So you can make it like 6 or 7 blocks tall.
then maybe I do like. I don't have any blocks on me. But if I do, and I don't think
I've
I have
got wood.
anything in my ender chest. I just have another ender chest.
I was using that. Oh, look, I picked it up.
Um, but say if you know what?
I've got wood blocks if you need them.
I'm gonna do a demonstration with the different kinds of mushroom block.
Gotcha.
Because I have silk touch and it will do just fine. So my thought, how dare you, is say Let's get the 2 things on my hotbar.
Well, that did like no damage to you. What
It
the
did
hell?
not at all. So say this was the wall, is that I did actual leaves, and then the inside. Actually, can you toss me the wood? I think the wood will be helpful for this too. So that
And I've got more
behind
if you need it, but
what?
I have more if you need it, but
Okay. Let's say why I'm building this on this thing. So if this is the wall, I can do the wall itself is kind of segmented like this. And then inside is actual walls, like maybe mossy cobblestone. But then these middle ones are still leaves. So
okay.
the walls themselves are,
So it's just detailed with leaves.
yeah. And then
But the main
behind
wall is
or in between the walls, I put like black concrete or something so that way you can't see through the leaves. Or maybe even just put the concrete behind the leaves themselves. And then on the other side, it's just more.
so your walls would be 3 blocks wide.
Which doesn't work because I want it to be as square as possible. So maybe it should be 4 blocks wide.
Why would you? But that's like I'm concerned then at the scale of the game, right? Because if
Yeah,
your
that's a really
walls
good
are
point.
4 blocks wide, makes it an area to walk in would have to be really, really large. Because like here would we could do right? Let's say some blocks here. Inventory organization. So let's say again that the red is leaves, and the brown mushroom blocks are like fences. I need more red. And then like in these 2 block wide areas, right? Because then you can see through it. In the 2 block areas, you have piston, like a double piston extender that pulls down the fence posts. And now suddenly you can walk through here. And then you've got like more
this is
stuff
a
on this
path.
side, so that you've got like a 2 block wide. So that like this is fence posts, right? Because then when the fence posts are in the ground, you can walk over them. And now you've got a path through.
Okay. So, well, but again, it's fence posts, which means I'd need something up above to push them down too. Oh no.
Oh, right.
Which is why I thought if, like, say this is the hallway that we're in.
Right.
That, here, let's put the brown mushroom back. That if this is the pathway, that in between, like if there's walls here or whatever, that there's a way that pistons are hiding behind each wall and just pushing it. So then
Yeah.
you can't go until the piston's open. Otherwise, you got to find another way around. Or something like that.
Hmm. You know what you could do as well is you could do it with the walls like you were talking about. And then have them like in the base, like you could texture the floor, right?
Okay.
And have the floor like stony textured because you're walking through a hedge maze or whatever. And then let's say the birch planks are walls, then you just have to push it up one because you can't jump over a wall.
Oh, that is very true.
Because then this could all literally all of your walls could be this, right? And like yeah, you would have you wouldn't have to like the walls wouldn't look as if they were changing as much, but you'd be able to block off certain areas more easily.
Yeah,
And it would
that's
just have to be
true.
too tall.
Because that's kind of what I did in the labyrinth. But the labyrinth was only 2 blocks tall, so I could just use what you call it? I just had to use wool blocks and it would block them in.
Right. But with walls, if they're at foot level, you'll just like walk right over them, and then you push them up and you can't jump.
That's very true. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go into a redstone testing world and really play with it. But I do think I am going to claim this little area for me. Like this kind of like lower peninsula-ish.
Hmm.
And I'll build mine over here, I think. But there is also this place over here, which I think is pretty cool. You have your map open.
Yeah.
The extreme southwest corner, you see those like little noodle caves that cut through?
Ooh, yeah.
It is a pretty cool area over there. I explored a little bit.
And you could like texture them and incorporate them into the maze.
Yeah. But again, like I'm on the fence about the maze itself, is that it can just be a maze by itself, does nothing. Or this is something that I definitely thought about and then realized I needed to abandon if I wanted to keep my sanity, but I'm going to say it out loud. And of course, now I'm saying it on stream, which means. Anyway, I thought about programming in a bunch of different maze designs, and then you push a button and it randomizes what your maze is. But it would
That's
just be
so hard.
it would just be wall blocks. That would be the biggest thing, is that I would do like an XY axis kind of like coordinate system, and I would program
Yeah.
in a handful of different maze. Basically, it would be, this is the path to get out. Everything else should be randomized, basically.
Right.
Because I thought that would be fun and to be a nice little logic puzzle for me to try. But nice little design you got going here.
Thank you. Oh no, that was on there. I was there on purpose.
Oh, it was?
It was like texturing, you know. Sometimes the bushes hang over. Ruined everything.
I know.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, so I got a little bit to play with, and I don't want to make it that big because when I first started playing around with it, it was going to be 4 chunks by 4 chunks, and that just seems too big.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, so I'm going to play around with the redstone testing world for a bit, and see what I can figure out. When did I start streaming?
Sometime around 3-ish.
Oh, it's almost 2 hours I've been streaming.
Maybe it was 3:30-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, because you joined, I can look at that. Does join? You joined at 3:55. Okay, so I was wrong. So you streamed around. You started around 4 o'clock.
Got it. Well, and I don't know. I like the maze idea, but there's also the opportunity because I told you the little idea I had about the maze over here connecting to my other base, right?
Connected to your other base?
So that if
You
you
did not.
play the maze, there's going to be basically a mine cart that you can jump in, and it will send you into the nether. And because now uh nether travel with an entity is instantaneous,
Mm.
that I could basically make a railroad that gets you to and from, and that if you are on the minigame island and you want like an extra thing, and then you can basically you can jump over to the hotel from this island
That
and
could be
take
cool.
like a little nether trip that kind of gets you and dumps you out over there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Look at
Yeah, I
you
think
being a good noodle.
I'm trying.
I was going to leave it.
Um, but I am thinking that my next step is to play around in a redstone testing world for a bit. Um, either right now or after stream, and just see how much room I'm going to need for this stuff and which method makes the most sense for dispersal. If it's walls from the floor, if it's stuff pushed in from the side. And then that's the other
Yeah.
thing, right? Is that maybe it is an actual hedge maze with real leaves, and the spots that could change are made out of different blocks, and it's a little bit more, oh, I got to watch out because this might close at some point, like that it's a different block set, like green wool or
Mm-hmm.
or a wall that maybe you're just like, this might close, I got to be careful that when I come back around it might be closed next time. I don't know. I'm tempted to play around with it for a bit, but for the time being though, I think this spot is probably going to be where I'm going to build, and I just have to start planning out a little bit and make my thing. I also am going to have to spend a little bit of time in my testing world now making things a whole chunk wider in two different directions. Uh, so I start building my redstone for the thing a little bit bigger than I intended. Um, but yeah, what else are you up to tonight on the server? Anything fun?
I don't know. I might take a break because I spent a bunch of time just doing like maintenance stuff over the last couple of days, working on the villagers.
Yeah.
So I might just get off and watch something. Like Rings of Power's second season just came out.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I need to finish the first season still.
Yeah, I think I'm
I
gonna watch the first season again and then do.
think I had one more episode to watch. But anyway, well, I'm probably gonna call this a stream, and I'm gonna get off as well, and I'll probably be in a redstone testing world for a bit, see what I can't figure out tonight. But yeah, Thank you for joining me on this fun little endeavor.
Yeah,
Still a pretty chill Sunday stream. It was just significantly later in the day than I was intending.
that's all right. I went the wrong direction for the Nether portal.
Yeah, I'm excited for us to build some form of nether communication highway, if you will. Just that's a little bit safer than what we have. Oh, my
You want me to grab your
ankles.
boat?
Oh, yeah, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Deeps.
Yeah. And try to find out the fortress because I went to the first fortress that you guys found. Did you guys find another one or something?
No, it's just that one that was near all of our portals.
What do you have your render distance set at for Bobby Mod?
Fantastic question. 32.
Because I wasn't seeing anything. 32?
Yeah. Also, what's your fog settings?
Oh, it's probably what it is. Where do I find fog again?
Render.
I have like use fog occlusion under performance. Search options, fog. Yeah, there's
Okay.
nothing to like change the distance of fog.
Do you have multi-dimension fog turned off
Where?
in render?
Render. I don't.
Oh, I wonder if that's so I downloaded something, was it sodium extras? Yeah. I would definitely look at sodium extras. It allows you to turn off and turn on some things in the sodium menu, like fog and stuff like that.
Okay. I was able. I did change. I didn't. I noticed my because I was looking at your settings on stream. My single fog was just not set. Was set to default or whatever.
Oh,
Or it
okay.
was set to off. So I set it to 12. And you said your multi-dimension fog is turned off, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back in there then. See what it looks like now. Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, great.
I can see it now. That makes another much less scary.
Yeah, it's not
Because
bad,
that's the
right?
other thing, is like you can see, so you can't really see very far in the nether. And so that was always a scary part.
Oh. I get caught on fire so many times when I come back through my portal.
Maybe if you got rid of that part.
But I want my fireplace to look like a fireplace. I know.
Okay.
It's not necessary.
You're the one who turned off fire, Dick.
I am. You're right.
Core game mechanic there. But whatever.
So, question. Does Soulfire... Does Soultick work on Soulfire? Or, sorry, does
Does
FireTick
the
work on...
fire tick? I think so. But I don't think Soulfire spread.
Yeah, that's what I...
Because Soulfire only exists on Soulfire only exists on soul sand. I just don't know if Soulfire, like if I put soul sand around a tree and lit all the soul sand on fire, I don't know if it would catch the tree on fire.
Got it.
In reality, though, fire being turned off is kind of nice.
Yeah, we're able to do a lot of creative things with fire and create those nice little trash cans at the end of like item sorters and stuff that doesn't require you to get lava.
Well, you could do that with netherrack. You just
Oh,
put
that's a good
netherrack at
point.
the end, and the fire won't
But
go away.
then in turn, whatever else is built around it won't burn either. So,
What do you mean?
like if you put netherrack down with the fire, if say the rest of your build is made out of water or wood, it would spread. If we didn't have fire
Yeah,
tech
but
turned
you
off.
usually if you're doing like an item sorter, it's stone or glass.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I think
But it does allow you to do the redstone without having to hide it, because you could do it out of wood.
Yeah.
Like you could make your water streams out of wood, and then you don't have to hide them because they're done with glass.
Mm-hmm. Very good point. Okay, my friend, I think I'm going to call it. Thank you so much for joining me on this little, relatively short stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I will probably be back on a little bit later if I'm feeling gutsy. Otherwise, I'll probably be in my single-player world, playing around with some design ideas and seeing what I figure out with this whole thing.
Sweet.
Awesome. Cool. I will talk to you later. Have an excellent night.
See you later.
And yeah, we'll reconnect. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
And just like that, we done. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna jump on the world a little bit later and see what we can figure out in regards to some design elements for not just the hedge maze I was talking about, but also some of the stuff for the hotel, in hopes that we can do that. But I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to be, I think, relatively boring. But we shall see. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you so dang much. Design and Conquer, my friends. I will see you at the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday. A fantastic Labor Day tomorrow. An even better start to your week. Bye, everyone.